had a late start this morning because I had to nip to the doctor's to have my second testosterone injection. I got there 5 minutes late because bless Mrs. Sheepdog, she's been so busy, and I didn't know this, so I would have done something about it if I'd known, but she didn't do any washing. So I was frantically running around the house looking for a t-shirt and found my Go Betty Go one, and put that on. But when I finally got there, they acted, I mean, they treated it like it was the most heinous crime ever. I get it that waiting times are always a problem. I felt mega guilty. The lady at reception just sort of went, when I said I was 5 minutes late, I got there and the nurse said to me, could you not find it? And I said, oh, no, sorry, I was 5 minutes late. I couldn't find any clothes. And again, I might as well have just said, sorry, I ran over your dog on the way in, because she was just like... So I had to stand there waiting for her to prepare the testosterone liquid, I guess. And I swear she made this more dramatic than it needed to be this time. I felt like because I was late, because I was guilty, I felt like she was almost playing on that and making me feel worse. It probably wasn't on purpose. But she got this massive, massive needle, sticks it through the top, and like draws all the liquid out. She's like, I've just got to make sure I've got every piece, and she's doing it all. And then she's standing there with this ginormous needle, kind of doing whatever she's doing. And I'm thinking, that needle looks at least 5 times thicker, 10 times thicker than the one that they used before. The one they used before was a little needle. It just sort of, it didn't look any different from any other one. This one looked like thicker than a pencil. The lead on a pencil, not a full-blown, centimetre. So I'm standing there nervously thinking she's about to stab me and this is going to hurt. And then just before she come over to do it, she took the big one off, threw it in her little needle sharps bin and put a little one on. And I was like, oh, thank God. So then I'm trying to make like light of the situation. And she said to me, right, I'm going to go on your left cheek this time, because it's butt cheek, to be really graphic about it. And I was like, oh, I prepared my right one. And she just didn't bat an eyelid. I was so disappointed. The last one I had a really good conversation with. It was a really nice sort of, she understood I was feeling tense or stressed about it or worrying. And I said to her, I was prepared for it to be the right one. The right one was ready, jokingly. And then, took myself down slightly. I said to her, can I have a plaster this time? Because there was loads of blood last time. And she was like, there shouldn't have been loads of blood. And I'm thinking, yeah, great. Now I feel even worse. So she stuck it in. It didn't hurt at all. I reacted before she pricked it. I basically started going, no, ow. And then was like, oh, actually, I didn't feel anything. It felt fine. She went and got a plaster and that. And again, I'm just standing there while she's waiting. I guess they have to wait for it to go in or whatever. And then she's trying to talk to me about the next booking, which is in like 6 weeks' time. I have to have these every 6 weeks. And she looks at me like I was a maniac, because she's put this stuff in me now. And it hurts like crazy once it's in for like a good, I don't know, maybe... Well, today it was more for a minute. The first time I hurt for like half an hour. But the first few seconds, it's just a pain going through you. So I'm dancing around trying to let the pain go through my leg and trying to shake it through or whatever, because that's what they told me to do last time. She was looking at me like I was a lunatic. She was just like, what are you doing? You're standing in my office room, wherever it's called, just dancing around. And I said to her, I've got to get the pain through. And she's just like... I did not make any friends in this trip. She filled it all out. She said, I've got to go again October sometime. I'm hoping. I said to her, again, it was mega awkward. She was like, what time would you like to do it? And I was like, well, earlier the better. She's like, well, I can put 8:40 again. But you could hear in the tone of her voice that she was saying, but you didn't make 8:40 today, so maybe I should put it for 8:45 because you were 5 minutes late. So I was just kind of like, 8:40 is good, but I will make it on time this time. I'll get out half an hour earlier to make sure. And I'm overcompensating massively. I'm sure she didn't care. I'm sure she had plenty more things to worry about in her day. She did this whole kind of filled it all out. And then I felt like, again, it could have just been me thinking it. But passively aggressively, she sort of went, have a nice day. And I just thought, you hate me. You hate me. So I just sort of went off, limping back. I forgot about it when I was sitting down, even though it only happened minutes before. I jumped in the car and was met by a very sharp pain. So I've just sort of driven into work, and I thought, why not talk about it? Why not cover it off before I go? Bad negative start to the day, but it's Friday. I'm excited. It's Boo Boo's birthday tomorrow. We're not actually. I think we're just going to my mother-in-law's for the for the day itself, have some cake, play some toys with him. But we're going to Wheelgate Park, which is some sort of Nottingham theme park. I'll have to talk to Kevin, see whether he's been there, because that'd be fun to film around. That should be a good day. I won't wrap this up here because I'm sure there'll be other harebrained stuff happening today, or cartoon life stuff, but I just thought, you know what, that was quite harrowing. I made a massive hash of it. Yeah, don't turn up late for your appointments. I don't like it, funnily enough. I couldn't believe it either, because I'd set loads of alarms and I was up early. I just had this run around the house trying to find a clean top. So yeah, it's my fault for not being prepared the night before. Sort your clothes out the night before, people. But yeah, hopefully the rest of the day will go nice and smooth. Well, it's the evening now, and I had a very frustrating afternoon. I got a response from Persimmons basically saying the reason that they've not dealt with anything yet in their legal department was because I needed to speak to this lady who was on holiday, and if I wanted to speak to someone else urgently, I could speak to this other lady, her boss or something. So I rang her boss and I said to her what's going on. We agreed that I was going to buy my freehold, £500. You were going to remove all the permission charges from the freehold. You know, I was going to be clear of your company. That's what was agreed. I've got it in writing. I've got the emails here. I've explained what I want. I've had agreement that it will go through. And she said to me, it's all well and good, but she's not had anything from the MD at Persimmons to confirm that she can do that. She's not able to just act on the fact that I've got this email saying I can have it. And I said, well, the person who said it doesn't work there anymore. The person who replaced him doesn't really understand the situation. And he's sort of saying, well, I read that email and it doesn't quite say what you're saying it says. And I'm like, well, the guy rang me, told me he'd spoke to his boss and agreed that they would proceed the way I wanted them to. Then wrote that. The way he has written it does read like, we're agreed to sell it to you for this amount. And I'm not going to go into the details, but we agree to proceed on that basis. And that basis part that he's referring to is my email that he's responding to, where I outline what he's saying. And that's what we agreed over the phone, but he's making out that he can't quite understand. So I've hunted down the name and email address of the MD, and I've emailed him. But what I've since realised is I've spoken to that MD before, and I've actually argued with him quite a lot, because he seemed to just be in no position. He's the one I originally spoke to and said, look, your salesperson has said this to me. I want you to honour it. You know, this is what I'm expecting. Can we sort it out? He's just told me to get lost. So I went above his head to his boss. His boss has said, okay, you've got proof. I give in. You know, I've complained about this guy because he didn't do anything and he refused to help me. And then it's all kind of moved forward. But that was over a year ago, and now I'm coming to him and saying, look, it says here that you've agreed this. Can you just confirm you've agreed this and tell the legal team? And I've seen that he read the email this evening, about half an hour ago, but he hasn't responded to it. And that could be just because he's off, or because it's, you know, Friday afternoon or whatever. But I'm so frustrated. What made it even more frustrating was when I rang the lady in the legal team. She basically said to me, I have to say, I don't see you succeeding with this. She said it's not just about the fact that they've agreed to do it. She said to me, when we agreed to do it for £500, suddenly your entire estate wanted to do it for £500. You know, that spread like wildfire. What's to say this won't spread like wildfire? And then she started to kind of chastise me for the fact that my neighbours all wanted their freeholds for £500. And I actually stopped her mid-sentence and said, hang on a minute. I said, you are the people that quoted £500 at the point of sale and then changed your story when it comes to actually buying it and put the price up to thousands. I said 9,000. She's adamant that no one got a quote for 9,000, but I'm sure people did. 7,000 is the one that I got, but I'm sure my neighbours said 9,000. She then started arguing the toss with me over that and how much and this, that and the other. I said to her, you know, if they want to employ salespeople that are going to lie just to get a sale done, and then they're going to try and change the goalposts repeatedly, you know, that's on them, that's not on me. And, you know, I shouldn't be made to feel bad for letting my neighbours know that they shouldn't be paying these people £7,000 a pop for their freehold that shouldn't have been separate from the house in the first place. So I had a bit of a rant at her. We agreed to sort of just leave it at that. She was going to go on and get talking to the MD. I said I'd get on and talk to him. I'm hoping that she just goes and asks him and he just says, yeah, get on with it. I'm hoping that we're at a point now where it's not that much money for them, but it's a principle now for me. And I think they need to just accept it. I'm nervous. She did sort of hint at they'd probably want to do it in a route that meant I couldn't talk about it if I signed it off, which means, I guess, that I wouldn't do a follow-up video about it, which is frustrating in a way, because I feel a bit guilty thinking that would happen to the people that that have bought it, on my estate. They might just buy it with the fee in. I don't know how it would work, like if it all got transferred through and sewn up, what would be the comeuppance of me talking? I mean, I wouldn't talk about it if I had to sign something, but it's a frustrating thing, because it's like, that means I'm suddenly in a corner. You know, I've figured it out and I've sorted it, but I can't help anybody else. So I don't know, it's all a bit of a messy one. Some of my neighbours have given in, and I'm not going to give in on it. I'm really frustrated with this. It's one of these things where it shouldn't be there. It's a con. It's a crime. They shouldn't be doing it. And I mean, you can watch my other video to hear more information about it. But I'm very frustrated tonight, because obviously I put a lot of effort into sorting this out, and I thought I'd succeeded. But then the guy's just left, and I wondered whether he's just told me that because he knew he was leaving. And I'm so tempted to message him at his new company and make him honour it, and just kind of go through the route of saying to him, look, you're at another company now. You know, if he's going to keep lying to me, I'm going to bring it to him, not in any kind of threatening physical way, just more of a, he needs to face his lies. He can't just run away to another company and avoid it. It's a very frustrating position. The more I read about this stuff, the more frustrating it is. The government are not interested in helping, because most of them are complicit. Most of the MPs in government have links to some sort of house building company, shares or investments, or they're part of an investment company or whatever. They've all got investment portfolios in it, and their shares would be hit if this ended in my favour. So it's all a bit frustrating. I don't know how much this rain is affecting the sound quality of my video now, so I'm going to wrap this up, but I feel a bit blue about this tonight. I'm a bit frustrated. I think the injection I had this morning is also kind of affecting my mood a bit, which is frustrating because I've got a busy weekend ahead, and I'd rather be really chipper and happy, and I'm feeling a little bit But anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Subscribe, like, comment. If you have any advice about fighting this whole freehold thing, that'd be really useful. I don't see what I can do at this point, but yeah, let me know your thoughts, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. It's Boo Boo's birthday, so I'll film a bit of what I'm thinking. That video theme will be how do you celebrate a 1-year-old's birthday, because even though I've done it twice, I'm still not sure what you do really, other than just give them lots of cake and toys. But it'll be fun. I love it. I'm looking forward to it. See you tomorrow.